Hello and welcome. How are you doing today? My name is Lynn and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to make a wiper card that is going to be a little bit similar to a box card in shape. So I'm starting off with a piece that's 6.5 wide by 4.25 tall, and I've scored it from one end at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And I did notch out or trim out that top section there so that this portion here is only 2 inches tall. And the one of the glue tabs, or one of the 1/2 inch sections, is a glue tab. The other 1/2 inch section is going to be the side of our box. So that's why I kind of trimmed off the top portion. Then my second piece here is also 6.5, but only 2 inches high. And again, I've scored 1/2 inch and 1 inch, but from the opposite end, so that you get that same width of the box width and a little 1/2 inch glue tab. On my glue tabs, I did miter them just so that when everything folds down flat, it is a little bit of a neater finish. Then the main mechanism for our wiper is just a piece of acetate. So this is nice, strong, heavy-duty acetate. If you don't have construction weight acetate, you can always use maybe plastic, clear plastic packaging from any products that might be packaged, and just trim that down. And the key here is to score a diagonal line just on one end. So you're basically folding this down so that it has that neat little triangle there. And if it helps, you can put a score line, or just to make sure, especially with heavy plastic, just to make sure that you're folding that nice and straight. And when you go to attach this, it gets attached to the side of the box. And so the key is to cut this so that the width is smaller than 1/2 inch. So I've cut it to 3/8 of an inch. And then the length of it is going to be determined by what you want to attach to this. But I've just started out with a stretch that's 5 inches because the width of our card is 5.5. This card will fold down to a USA 2 size. And so we'll trim that piece to fit. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to do a little bit of a dry run here. So I've tacked it down. I'm pinching the back of the card with the front of the card where the glue tabs would attach them. And I'm just kind of opening and closing to make sure that my wiper is moving in the direction that I want. Now, when you attach this to your side of your box, you want to attach it so that when it's folded, it's in the closed position. And when it's open, it straightens up. And I'm going to give myself a little line here just so that I remember how I need to attach this. And if you were creating a regular wiper card, the way that I would normally do it would be to create sort of a shadow box card so that you have the sides of your boxes go all the way from the bottom to the top. And if you do it that way, then you actually have a lot of options for where to attach your wiper mechanism, because you can attach it on the bottom as I'm doing it, on the left side or the right side, but you can also attach it from the top and have your wiper mechanism swing downwards. That's not an option for us because I've trimmed away that cardstock. But I used some strong score tape to attach this to my front piece here. And you definitely want to use as strong of an adhesive that you have, because it's only getting attached by that little folded triangle. So that's all that's attaching your wiper or keeping your wiper attached to the card. So now I'm going to decorate. And I've got some beautiful papers from the latest Perk Up release from Cat Scrappiness. I'm actually going to use some papers from both paper pads, even though they are fairly different. One is really bright. Cup of Love is very bright, has some nice fun colors. And then Perk Up it's more grounded, has more earthy tones. But because they share the theme of coffee, you can definitely find papers that will mix and match really well. So to save on pattern paper, I've only trimmed that brown polka dot piece to be about 1/4 of an inch below where I know this front panel will cover it, because I figure you're not going to see it all the way down there. So, so I don't need to waste pattern paper. But in doing that, I did introduce a catch point, which I'll fix later. And so if you're crafting along with me, just run a line of Scotch tape along the bottom of that brown paper, and that will fix the catch point. I'll talk more about that in a bit. So this Got Coffee word die has a shadow die. Got Coffee is all one piece, but the question mark is separate. Super easy to get the placement on the question mark, even though it's individual pieces, but because we do have the shadow layer as a separate die. Then from the Perk Up stamp set, there is a coordinating die set to go along with it, and there are some hilarious sentiments in this. I picked out what might be my favorite. It reads coffee because adulting is hard. So I've stamped that right into my coffee cup here, and again I'm just gonna do some a little bit of a dry run before gluing everything down, just to really make sure that I have everything where I want it. And here's where I made the mistake of attaching my front to my back. So all you need to do is just put a little bit of glue on that first 1/2 inch glue tab. You want to make sure that your front panel here is nicely lined up at the bottom. And on the opposite end, again, just a little bit of glue on that 1/2 inch glue tab. And I like to attach this so that it's folded, because it's all meant to fold down and fit into a USA 2 size card. So if you attach it while it's folded, then you know it'll return to that position and be nice and flat for you. So I am realizing that I've got some catch points here. One, because the acetate is a little bit long, and so it's catching on the opposite side of the box. And two, when I go to just temporarily place my die cut here, it's getting caught. And it gets caught in a couple places, but one place you can fix, the other place a little bit tougher to fix. So here's where I discovered it. So as it's coming up, it gets caught on the brown pattern paper that we added, because as it's coming up below that brown piece of paper, instead of smoothly gliding over the paper, it's getting caught on that edge. See there? That's the catch point. That is where it's getting stuck. So fixing catch points like that, super easy, because what's preventing the movement of the cup from gliding over the pattern paper is the thickness of the pattern paper. And so if you just run a line of Scotch tape right over that seam, but you just want to be careful that it's below the where it's visible, then you smooth out that catch point, and so now your die cut can glide over smoothly. So that's one catch point, and that one we can fix pretty easily. The second catch point is on its way down. It does have a tendency to catch on the front of your box, because again, there is that edge that it can get caught up on. So with the Got Coffee, the safest place to put this is on the front, because I tried to demonstrate a moment ago, if I attach this on that back panel, then it has the potential, again, to create another catch point, because anytime you've got different layers of cardstock, instead of something gliding over that cardstock as it should, it might get caught up on the edge of that cardstock instead. And also, once this coffee cup is in its position at the top, then I don't want it to cover my Got Coffee sentiment. So I have a fairly good idea of where I want my coffee to be. I'm going to put some strong score tape on my acetate stand. And I am still going to do a little bit of dry running because score tape is super, super strong. So I am just going to peel back a little corner, just expose a little bit of that acetate. And I'm not even going to push down hard. I'm just going to gently push down and really, really double check that that's where I want my coffee to be. And here, the other thing to be mindful of is wherever you attach your die cut, when it's fully closed, you don't want to see it, or I don't want to see it anyways, from the top, but I also don't want it to peek out from the bottom either. So it's just a little bit of trial and error to find that perfect location. And once you find that, then you can burnish really well and get that very well stuck down. So that is basically the how simple it is to create a wiper card. So when it's closed, it looks so empty, but then you open it and then you have this really fun sentiment that pops up. Now, I did switch out my Scotch tape with a more kind of invisible tape. So I was able to kind of fix that boo-boo, but look at how fun and easy that is. And just a different shape style of wiper card / box card. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye.